Hello ladies and gentlemen, guys and girls, this is Kevin and welcome to my channel, The Art of Horror. Today's episode is brought to you by the letter R for Re-Animator. The 1985 film Re-Animator is based on a H.P. Lovecraft story titled Herbert West, Re-Animator, first written in 1922. And is the first story to mention Lovecraft's fictional Miskatonic University. It is also known as one of the first ever depictions of zombies or scientifically reanimated corpses with an animalistic and uncontrollable temperament. The movie stars Jeffrey Combs as Herbert West and David Gale as Dr. Carl Hill. Directed by Stuart Gordon. The story revolves around a dedicated student at a medical college and his girlfriend who become involved in bizarre experiments centering around the reanimation of dead tissue when an odd student arrives on campus. Jeffrey Combs' performance as the odd student in this movie is absolutely astounding and is probably one of my favourite performances by him in any movie. He's a fantastic actor, great to watch, and brings a real frenetic, impulsive, obsessed performance to the screen. Today I'm drawing my rendition of Dr. Carl Hill. The movie spawned two sequels, Beyond Re-Animator and Bride of the Re-Animator. Both sequels starring Jeffrey Combs as the ultimate nutty professor. I'm using non-expensive Touch 5 twin markers for this picture. I think they give quite an eye-popping result. For a cheap marker, they're not bad at all. And for the price of a Copic refill, you can just buy yourself another set of Touch 5s. The glowing green reagent they used in the movie, I think was from memory from reading old Fangoria magazines, was radiator coolant under a UV light. And overall the special effects in this film are utterly amazing. It's one of those films where they still stand up to this day. I'll personally take animatronic or practical effects over CGI any day, although I think ultimately these days a mix of practical effects and CGI make for the best use in movies, as just CGI alone just doesn't cut it still. It has that uncanny valley look about it which I personally don't like. Beyond Re-Animator is actually directed by one of my favourite directors, Brian Yuzna, who I think's right up there with David Cronenberg for weirdness when it comes to creatures on screen and just weird bioorganic nightmare fuel. He also directs Bride of the Re-Animator, which is probably the most frenetic of all the movies. And if you haven't seen it, a really slick picture called Society, which I highly recommend. I'm not going to tell you anything about that one because that's a journey on its own, just working it out. He also directed Return of the Living Dead Part 3, which is probably not the best one in the series, but has some ultimately great moments in it. I'm still getting used to using markers. They're a pretty new medium to me, but I do love the way that you can layer them upon themselves. You have to get used to the fact that they also dry after a few seconds on contact, where the colour lightens up a bit. So they do go on a lot darker colour than what you realise to start with. But I'm happy with the overall result, and the colours are particularly eye-popping, I think, really contrasting with the severed head in the middle of the picture. I also apologise for my lack of uploads over the last week, as I've been a bit under the weather battling with the flu. I'm still getting over it now. You might be able to hear it in my voice, I'm a bit stuffy still. But I'm up and about again, so coming up I will be working on more subscriber suggested art. Ashhole, if you're listening, I will be doing the 80s movie horror poster as soon as I get the Cintiq coming up for my birthday, so I wouldn't mind doing it as a digital art, as there's excuse me, as there's quite a bit of digital manipulation involved, I think, with lettering and that sort of thing with that one. So I will get around to your suggestion as soon as possible, mate. But this weekend, definitely back into the VR. We've got the new sculpting program to try out. And I'm going to have a go also at drawing a character from the movie Legend for one of the subscribers as well. And then I'll move on to the letter S, of course. Still working on my alphabet series. I'd like to thank all those who have subscribed so far as well. And if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing for more videos like this. I'd like to thank you all for watching. I'll see you all next time. This has been Kevin for The Art of Horror. Goodbye for now.